Hey, to all my dark-skinned E-Kane fans, y'all gonna sit there and take that? Y'all gonna sit here and let this brace-faced George Jefferson haircut having ass woman sit here and be colorist to y'all? Y'all gonna let that slide? I know my dark-skinned queens ain't gonna let that fly, right? Right?
Have you guys had or joined in on the EK situation or conversation? People who use TikTok very well. I'm sure you guys are familiar with who EK is. She has gone viral for several reasons. In fact, one that people think is too much information. She was the lady that went viral talking about the number of body counts she has, talking about her BV. And recently she has been going viral because she will go live whenever she's having issues with her baby daddy, and it's always a very traumatic thing to watch. And I've seen a lot of people who talk about this situation refer to her as someone who is very relatable, who is so raw, who doesn't live a fake life, and that is one of the reasons why they follow and support her in the first place, not because of what she may mention that is currently getting her tracked. She made a video replying to a certain comment, and she said the person who dropped that comment is a dark-skinned woman who will never get to the heights that she has gotten to because she is light-skinned and she benefits from colorism. And people have been dragging her, and a lot of people are coming out to say they are not supporting her because of her skin color. They are supporting her because she is relatable, she's raw, and she does not sugarcoat anything. While on the other side, there are people who never supported her, especially the fact that she's always live with her baby daddy when there's an argument or fight going on. A lot of people believe that it is too toxic and she needs a rest. I have put together a video where she was addressing this comment and as well what the people have to say about Hicken's response to the comment.
That's why you won't never make it nowhere, sister. On top of that, I hate to break it to you. Let me not be insecure to you, sister. Let me not try to break it down to you. But have you understand I'm a light-skinned woman? So I benefit from colorism. You're a dark-skinned woman, sister. You can never make it to the heights I make it from. Oh, can we clock that one, or is it gonna hurt y'all feelings because it's me saying it? Can we be real for once and let's clock everything? Because I'm a light-skinned woman and I say the same shit you say. You're not gonna make it to the heights I make it, bitch, because you can't fuck with me. You're a dark-skinned woman. I want you to understand that. Don't come in my comments saying anything to me, ho. Cause I was supporting you because you was a black bum bitch like me. You was a black bum like me, just getting on TikTok just for the love of the game because I wanted to make a way for my kids. But now I see you just a black bum that hate on hoes. See, one thing about me, when I was trying to make a way for my kids and get off the hood, I didn't get in nobody live trying to down talk them, trying to be funny. See, I was actually making videos trying to get out the hood, and you see what I make. I make over 40,000 a month because I was never in nobody else's comments trying to hate on them like you.
For some reason, Ekane thinks she gets followers for being light-skinned, but I think we can all agree it's that she's vocal about having 80+ bodies, BV, unfortunately getting beat up by her baby's father, shaving her head bald on live every other day, and just overall having an unfortunate life. Meanwhile, you have a dark-skinned woman like Jackie Aina who has followers for having a beautiful life and way more followers than Ekane. I'm just saying. Very interesting that she could look at her life and call it winning.
Tell me why we get so upset about someone else's response that they said to someone else. Folks get angry in the heat of the moment and they just say whatever comes to their head. Deal with it. Now, I don't condone a lot of the things that Ekane posts, but I do pray for my girl because I don't know her situation. I don't know her. She don't know me. We are all strangers on this app. So we need to find it in our heart to maybe pray for the next person instead of always judging and pointing fingers. This girl responded to someone in the comments that had some hate towards her, and she responded to her. Now, the way she responded is no different from how celebrities respond when they feel like they are not paid enough because the other person is paid more due to color. A lot of the things that she said is true. Yes, she went low, but I mean, some of the things were true. And how can we get upset about that? She turned around and she apologized. Anyone that will apologize because of their wrongdoing, I got respect for. Y'all have to learn to not respond negatively to everything that you see on social media. We got to do better.
Oh my God, a girl who fetishizes and only dates dark-skinned men is colorist? I never expected that. Yo, I don't know what it is, but if you meet a girl who is not dark-skinned and she talks about how she only dates dark-skinned men, she will most likely be colorist. And I think it has something to do with the fact that they see dark skin as a masculine trait and will most likely be very terrible to dark-skinned women. But this whole thing with Ekane doesn't surprise me because I actually really believe a lot of her followers are also colorist. And I say this because I remember a girl, Crystal, she's like a dark-skinned creator on here. She talked about how she hung out with Ekane, and when they were on live together, all the comments were like making fun of her, calling her a man, saying all these terrible things about her, and like apparently Ekane was laughing. So this is just a heads up to the girlies, because if you have a friend who only dates dark-skinned men and sexualizes that and say that they're so masculine, they will most likely be colorist.
I have a few thoughts on the Ekane and colorism situation, but my first is really a question. How light do y'all think light-skinned people need to be in order to start benefiting from colorism or to start having light-skin privilege or, you know, whatever you choose to call it? Because I've seen people say that she is not light enough for that, and that I'm a little surprised because that's a light-skinned black woman. So, like, that's typically the hue they are when they start reaping some benefits. So I'm genuinely I'm lost. On that regard, I'm a little lost. Beyond that, though, I do still think she's benefiting from colorism because she has built a platform of talking about having bed bugs, talking about having BV, talking about roaches, talking about this, talking about that. And if a dark-skinned black woman were to do those same things at the rate that she is doing it at, people would vilify her constantly. Yeah, people say he can't shit stink, but in the court of public opinion, the girls love her. She's doing very well. But be that as it may, her benefiting from colorism does not give her the power or the privilege to then be a colorist. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't get to say, yeah, I benefit from colorism and then use a bunch of colorist insults. No. I'm all for everybody calling out and naming that. But my concern is people then using this as an opportunity to like enable domestic violence, right? Or to then say, oh, exactly. And that's why Crispy pop, pop, pop. And when she get home or when he find her, he gonna dye her eye and do this and that. I cannot get behind that. I think we gotta slow down. I'm seeing the conversation turn very quickly into like being like, yeah, and that's why she be getting her ass beat. And it's like, that is not the route that we want to go. I don't think that eats either. That's nasty too. That stinks a little bit.
You're next, sister. No videos, of course, because you're insecure because you're a dark-skinned black woman. It's okay. I know. See, as a fellow black woman, you should never be insecure to where you don't have no pictures. You definitely don't have a top lip either. You give monkey. Oh.
Just in case y'all didn't see that, there was that. So apparently she apologized. And I don't know about y'all, but I think I need to go to the store and get some carrots, potatoes, some beef broth, because that's a crock pot of shit. Let's be real. These are two separate incidents. So she's under a lot of heat right now for the most recent incident, and now she wants to apologize. I'm pretty sure she didn't apologize for the other thing that she said. And here's my thing. I don't believe in forcing people to apologize. If somebody is not sorry, they're not sorry. And the only reason I feel like she's apologizing is because a lot of people really are not playing with her this time. Even some people who's mutuals with her, like, they're ticked off. And understandably so, because number one, it's weird. Number two, she was following dark-skinned creators who talk about colorism. She's liking their content, and then she turns around and says this shit. I know some people are shocked. I know some people are disappointed. But if y'all have been seeing the kind of content she's been creating, none of this is honestly shocking. She does anything and everything to make a spectacle out of herself to make money. Her morals, her ethics. If me saying this makes me a hater, I guess I'm a hater.
The reason why Ekane being a colorist didn't surprise me is because I don't put it past any light-skinned person to be a colorist. A light-skinned person is not going to be the one to dismantle this idea or this concept of colorism because they benefit from it. Whenever a light-skinned person tries to be my friend, I test them. Like, I will bring up colorism randomly. I'll ask them their ideas on colorism. If I see colorism happening in real time, I'll call it out, and then I will see their reaction and I will see what they have to say about it, because generally most light-skinned people have colorist ideas that they're either trying to fight to, you know, dismantle in their own belief system, or they benefit from it and they like that they benefit from it, so they perpetuate it as well. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of black people here in Houston, and one of them mentioned that they're going to a Chris Brown concert, and I immediately responded, he's a known colorist and an abuser, and he's doubled down on his colorism many times over the last 5 to 10 years. He's repeatedly said, I do not like dark-skinned women, no darkies in my section, don't want dark-skinned people around me. And he's still selling out concerts. And it was crickets when I responded in the chat saying that he was a colorist. Nobody said anything back. People act like the brown paper bag test was not just less than 100 years ago. Like, there are people alive today who had to go through the brown paper bag test. So yeah, I don't put it past anybody who's especially light-skinned to be a colorist. I'm dating a very, very light-skinned African-American man, and I'm constantly bringing up colorism around him. I don't want to date a colorist. I don't want to be friends with a colorist. And I'm always challenging them when it comes to colorism.
Since this whole Ecane colorism conversation is going on, there's been something I've been sitting on that I've been wanting to talk about when it comes to colorism and Black women. I think as Black women, we really have to have a conversation about colorism and the way a lot of light-skinned women feel the need to humble dark-skinned women, especially dark-skinned women that they find attractive. I've been experiencing this my whole life of feeling of animosity from light-skinned women that I like. It's really hard to explain. It's not all light-skinned women. I have light-skinned friends. I have a lot of light-skinned women that I've loved throughout my life, but I feel an animosity from light-skinned women often. I was on set with a friend that I work with, and I asked him the same thing. I was like, have you noticed this? Because I was feeling like a weird vibe from light-skinned women on set. He's like, oh no, I've noticed this my entire career. He's been in the game for over 10 years. He's constantly around attractive dark-skinned women, attractive light-skinned women, attractive women of all races. And he's like, I constantly see this tension between light-skinned women and dark-skinned women. I constantly see light-skinned women feeling like offended by the presence of a beautiful dark-skinned woman. I often feel like the light-skinned women feel the need to humble a dark-skinned woman, to let her know that she will never be number one, to kind of put her in her place. I've noticed this my whole entire career, and it makes me kind of uncomfortable to witness as a Black man. I feel like I've been in multiple situations where I know a light-skinned woman is being very passive-aggressive and pushing me and prodding me to get a reaction out of me so that she could turn around and be like, oh, look, it's the angry dark-skinned girl, da-da-da-da-da. And I never give into it, or I rarely ever do give into it, but I constantly feel that. Even from light-skinned women who I thought liked me, once they start getting a little drunk and their prefrontal cortex isn't working the same at its full capacity, there's this nastiness that comes out. And ever since I started having these conversations with my other dark-skinned friends and other Black men, we all see it. They're like, oh yeah, I definitely noticed. There's always a weird attitude, a weird this, a weird that. The second a dark-skinned woman gets them upset or slightly does something to throw her off, the colorism comes out. All of a sudden, all the nasty, oh, you're a roach and all this stuff. And they want to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, a lot of light-skinned women just are not kind to dark-skinned women. And it's not just overt bullying. It's a very much more insidious and low-key and passive-aggressive than we like to admit. And I know I have to make 50 disclaimers because this is TikTok, but I do love light-skinned women. I have light-skinned friends and everything like that. But throughout my life, anytime a woman has been particularly nasty towards me and it wasn't for a valid reason, or I've met a woman and she's immediately sizing me up, giving me kind of a weird, unfriendly vibe, 9 out of 10 times she is a light-skinned woman. I do feel like a lot of the times it's been light-skinned women to always make me feel like I have to explain why people would find me attractive. They will genuinely be confused. I've had light-skinned women tell me I feel like the only reason why a lot of guys like you because having a dark-skinned girlfriend is kind of in right now, where a lot of men are trying to come across woke. And I think that's the reason why when we go out, a lot of guys hit on you. Always trying to justify why somebody would find me attractive. Because to them, they're supposed to be the prize. They're supposed to be chose first. And then I'm supposed to get the leftovers. So yeah, while we're having this conversation about colorism, I've been sitting on this and I've been wanting to talk about it. Also, I'm about to go to brunch. Here's my outfit. Oh wait, you can't, hold on. Okay. Okay, bye.
Girl, we do not follow you because you're light-skinned. I don't mean to speak for everybody else, but I feel like most of her supporters follow her because of her personality. We love how raw and uncut you are. We love how honest you are, how transparent you are. You feel like one of our homegirls, one of our favorite cousins. We love watching you lay and slay wigs. We love watching you do your makeup. We love watching you interact with your children. We hurt with you when you're going through it with your baby dad. A lot of us be praying for you. When you went on that trip with the other content creators, we were smiling from ear to ear because we were so happy to see you living your best life. We was like, yeah, she is taking it, honey. Just for you to sit on here and not only shit on every dark-skinned girl that's following you, but to shit on yourself as well. Because contributing your success to being light-skinned is like slapping yourself in the face when you got so many skills. Your personality is so dope. And you're selling yourself short saying that your success is because you're a light-skinned woman, or you're going to have more success because you're a light-skinned woman. You are so much more than that. You're a smart girl, and I know you're going through a lot right now, but please do not let this heartbreak destroy everything that you've worked so hard to build. You've put in the time, you've put in the grind, you've put in the work. You don't have to lash out at every hater and every negative comment when you have so many other people who show you love, so many other people who support you.
What's wrong with this bum-ass girl?
She not even averages 1,000 views. This whole averaging 500. She's a bum ass, dark skinned, black lip having ass bitch.
Now, I'm not about to get into the nitty-gritty of E-Kane because I know E-Kane is going through a very specific situation right now. But I do want to talk about colorism and why I'm having a little bit of an issue with what's happening right now. Not even a little bit. I'm having an issue in general. I saw one video of a creator who was saying that E-Kane, like, people don't follow E-Kane because she's light-skinned. So that's not true. And she was speaking directly to E-Kane. She was like, we follow you because you're funny, you're smart, you're cool. This was a dark-skinned, like, what I assume is a dark-skinned woman anyways. And it was like, hearing that, though, was just, like, so stressful. They're like, we follow you for your personality, E-Kane. What I don't think y'all understand is how much colorism permeates, like, every facet in our society. And even when it comes down to how people are perceived and how people are allowed to behave. And sure, E-Kane wasn't wrong when she said she benefits from colorism and a dark-skinned woman would never get to the same heights. And I'm not going to get into all of that because it is colorist. E-Kane was being colorist, okay? But what I want to say is that she was right. Like, and the reality is certain people are allowed to have certain personalities, more abrasive personalities depending on who they are. And we see light-skinned creators on this app get platformed and boosted all the time, no shade. When Raymonte and Cardi B were going back and forth, and I love Raymonte down, okay? Y'all can never make me hate Raymonte. But Raymonte was talking about how certain people are allowed to be ghetto, and he brought up Cardi B as an example. And when I was talking about that situation, brought up how colorism is actually a huge factor that goes into that because lighter-skinned people are allowed to be abrasive. And, you know, I'm not saying that Raymonte is light-skinned. I'm saying that people who are like her, like, have the privilege of being able to be abrasive. No shade. I see all these videos jumping to defend E-Kane, but, like, these same people were on Fanita's back and still are to this day. I literally got harassed for saying that I still have respect for Fanita because people wanted me to discard her right off the gate. And I was like, yeah, she fucked up a few times. Like, okay, that means I have to throw away. People were willing to throw away a darker skinned woman, but like E-Kane has people already defending her after saying all that she said in the beginning. Y'all don't even recognize how differently y'all treat darker skinned people. I'm a darker skinned queer person on this app. I see how y'all platform lighter skinned queer people on this app all the time. I don't get the same treatment, the same access, the same deals, or any of that. I do, you know, and I do well, but like, don't get me wrong, I don't get the same treatment as the lighter skinned queer people on this app. I noticed the difference, and it's cool. I'm okay with that because anything that's for me is going to be for me, but it permeates every facet of society. Y'all do not support darker skinned people the same. Y'all do not uplift darker skinned people the same. And y'all are more punitive with darker skinned people, meaning y'all are harsher and more likely to punish us when we do something that's wrong. Colorism even impacts a person's ability to get access to healthcare. It's not just about who you date or like the access to like financial opportunities, like literally your own healthcare. Look at how hard people have to go to even see like darker skin models of like skin cancers and stuff like that in medical textbooks. That is a real thing. I don't think y'all understand how much that permeates your mind and how you perceive darker skinned people too. Kane was right about that thing. Y'all do treat lighter skinned people differently. I get so exhausted with the performance of people talking about how they love and support darker skinned people, but the reality is it's not really love. It does get frustrating as a darker skinned person, like constantly watching lighter skinned people be elevated and platformed in ways that you know you'll never be platformed or elevated. And I'm going to challenge everybody watching this to introspectively think about how colorism permeates your everyday life and how you participate in it, because we all do, because it's systemic. Okay, that's it. It's easy to make this a surface level thing and to go at Kane. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but I am saying that you should think a little bit deeper, because everything that she said was not wrong. And the colorism is fucked up on Kane's part, like that, but it's not wrong. Think about that. That's it. That's all
What
I'm
do you
saying.
guys think about Iken's reaction to the comment she got and the whole thing about colorism? The truth is, a majority of our followers are black women, and I think this is one of the reasons why they are dragging us so much. That it's so delusional of you to think that we are following you just because you're light skinned. I saw a lot of people as well agreeing to the fact that some people will actually follow her, or some people are currently following her because of her skin color, and you guys already know how the conversation of colorism works and how it goes, and you guys already know the preferred people. A lot of people are agreeing to the fact that some people are following Akin because of her skin color, just like she mentioned, and some people said no, they're not following you because of your skin color, they're following you because you let it all out. It's almost like a show on your page. Let me know what you guys think about this entire thing. I couldn't get the comment she reacted to. I saw one of the stitch mention the fact that people should stop getting angry at people's reaction to what someone did to them, because they are only talking at the heat of the moment. But then again, there is another creator on that stitch who pulled out the card that she has once said this before. This is not her first time. She's literally a colorist. So it's not new. She just needs to be called out. She has apologized for this, and I think she made a couple videos apologizing and still apologizing. I saw some of her comments saying she's disappointed in herself as well. But let me hear what you guys think. There are some people actually supporting her. I am going to be bringing part 2 of this conversation tomorrow, because I saw some people as well addressing the people supporting her, and they are bringing up a very good and solid point. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do well by clicking the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any upload on this channel, and make sure your bell notification is always turned on so you always get a notification when there is an upload on this channel. And I would definitely catch you guys in the next one.